Alright, so you ever just get the urge to just rant about some shit? That's kind of where I'm at right now. I was going to put out a video on the Zoe Spencer, Kai Cenat, and Soul Illuminati Streamer University drama bullshit, and then halfway through editing, I realized I simply just don't give enough of a fuck about what they got going on to make a whole video on it. I try to kind of stick to things that I'm passionate about or that I can relate to or that I find goofy when putting out videos on this channel. It's part of the reason why I'm so inconsistent. There's a lot of shit I just don't care about. And then I saw something that I did kind of care about, something that did boil my blood, grind my gears a bit. And that is that apparently NBA 2K, hold on, let me pull it up for you guys. And game spending last. That is until I saw this. Posted 22 hours ago, NBA 2K saw a 42% increase in consumer/in-game spending last quarter. Now, if you're not familiar with the 2K series and what's pretty much been going on with the game, you might be asking yourself, why does it bother you that this company made money on this game that they put out? Are you just a hater? Yes. But that doesn't really apply here because, see, NBA 2K is not only just a bad fucking game at this point, but it is a representation of how far the AAA gaming industry as a whole has fallen off in the past, like, several years. But they're making money. In fact, they're making more money than they ever have with any other iteration of the series. And that is due to, in part, that they have kind of figured out how to... It's almost like a fucking manipulation tactic. In a way. Because, see, the thing with this iteration of 2K, again, for those of you who aren't familiar, the game, your goal, at least in the My Career portion of the game, is to basically customize a character that you would want to see, right? Your goal is to basically just make an NBA player. You're going to start out with a certain potential, like, oh, you can get to 99 in this category, like driving layup, for example, but you have to grind it out or just spend money on the game, right? That's in every 2K. You have your potential, like, best you could possibly be, and you start out from the bottom and you work your way up or just buy your way up. In this iteration of 2K, they introduced cap breakers. Cap breakers are a feature that allows you to not only make your existing players better than they would have been before, but also gives you the potential to make new players that would not have been possible at all if you did not have those cap breakers. And there are two ways that you get cap breakers, right? You either grind out the rep reward system and you earn them like every, like 4 or 5 rep levels. I think you get a set of 5 cap breakers. There's 15 total cap breakers you could get through the rep reward system, right? Or you can purchase each season pass. There is a total of 8. One of them did not come with a cap breaker, though. Each season pass has a cap breaker all the way at the end. And from there, once you have the season pass, it just works like any other battle pass. You can either grind it out or you can buy your way all the way to level 40 and have your cap breaker. So this is how 2K is making their money, right? People want to run in the game with the most broken possible build. I get it. That's what I've been trying to do this entire, the entire duration of this NBA 2K life cycle. I just try to make the most busted builds possible, or I just try to recreate an NBA player. And I'm part of the problem. But not anymore, because I already saw how they were flipping this to their investors and possibly the NBA, because they have the NBA license. They are using essentially what 2K is doing is they're finding new ways to make players spend absurd amounts of money on the game. Even though we're all complaining about how bad it is, we're all part of the problem, let's be honest. They're finding new ways to make us spend absurd amounts of money on the game, and then showing investors like, hey, people really like NBA 2K this year. Look at how much money we've made. Keep investing in us. They're showing the NBA, hey, we're doing a really good job at representing your product through our game. Let us keep the license. And I believe 2K, either this year or the next year or something, their license will have to be renewed, right? So this is why this is all important, because they're actually finding success with this dog shit product that they've been putting out year after year after year. And it's just like, I'm done. I'm checking out. I'm so sick of being sold on a certain product, and then the product that's in my hand is nowhere near that. For example, defense was supposed to be a lot better this year, right? And it started out pretty good. You know, if you had decent stick skills, you could work with like an 85 perimeter defense or an 80 perimeter D. All you have to do is really stay in front of your man, right? Say your build is like 6'6" and somebody 5'10" is guarding you. They're not going to be able to contest you, right? Because the ball is going to be way up here. They're going to be way down here. Unless they jump. That's pretty much the only way they could test you. They can't just stand there with your hand up and then all of a sudden they're getting like a fucking red contest on you, right? Well, that still isn't the case. The problem is the way the game and the animations work. Say I catch the ball. If somebody's near me, it's either going to give me a fucked up catch, right? And it's going to mess my shot up. Or it just won't let me catch the ball at all. We're going to start this part over. Let me go over all the reasons why this game is dog shit. Starting with stuff that is, 1000% in 2K's control. Every year, no, not every year. The last 2 years, right? We were sold on a certain system for shooting in the game, right? Like this year, it was pretty much supposed to be like hand down, man down, right? You can't just stand near somebody or just run at them and all of a sudden contest their shot. You actually have to play defense. That's not the fucking case anymore. And it's not that you can play defense with your hand down. It is that now it's at the point where you can play defense on somebody and just not get a contest. Or you get like a really bad, like a weak yellow contest, right? I wish I had these clips, but for the most part, all of my builds, especially my wings and guards, have at least a 92 perimeter defense, right? At least a 92. One of them is 6'8", max wingspan with a 92 perimeter defense. And the other day when I was playing, this just made me get off the game. I should have clipped it. I really should have. I'm standing in front of this guy before he catches the ball, right? I put a hand up once he does catch the ball, right? He shoots, falls to the ground. There's no foul that's called. But for whatever reason, he falls to the ground. It's probably because I was playing great defense on him. Yellow contest, he greens the fucking shot. Now, this wasn't for game. This wasn't in like a pivotal moment of the game, but I was just done because that is just bad. That is like bad gameplay. I did everything I absolutely could to stop him in that moment. And there's been multiple moments like this. That is just the one that is most recently in my memory that I can recall for you right now without going and looking back at like recordings that I have of the game, right? 6'8" player, max wingspan. This guy wasn't like 7 feet or anything. I'm pretty sure he was shorter than me. My build gets thrown at like 3 or the 4 a lot, but when I'm at the 3, I tend to be taller than most of the other builds for the sole reason that a lot of 3 guards aren't true 3s. There are 2 guards that get pushed to the 3 because they don't have playmaking. But anyways, the second half of this game lifespan, there has just been so many instances of that. But at the start of the game, they told us that as long as you are there and you're not like a freaking midget, like your build isn't 5'9" or whatever, if you put a hand up, you'll be able to contest and actually get like a good contest. And on the other end, if you're shooting the ball, if somebody doesn't have their hand up, they won't get a contest. Or it'll be a really bad contest and you will still be granted you will still be granted with a very makeable shot as long as you know how to time your jumper. And it's like every fucking year before the game comes out, they tell us all these new features or things that they're going to implement in the game to make it better, and then they just take it all away. So we're left with almost a completely different game experience halfway through the life cycle that we had during like the first week or first month or whatever. They're always just going back and changing the game, changing the sliders, and just making it worse. So we're just left with the worst product. Here's another thing that bothers me this year. Layups are fucking ass. Sorry, that's my washer in the background. Layups are awful. They are horrible. Floaters suck. And if you're somebody like me who doesn't always want to make like some fucking max wingspan fucking 85 or 90 vert build to just go dunk, you actually like to use a little bit of finesse, that's fucking annoying because they have just been completely phased out of the game. Same with fucking close shot. I like to play in the post. I know it's some of you who have experience with the game are probably thinking, oh, you just like to cheese post hooks. No, bitch. That's not all like post play is. I like to do fucking step throughs and up and unders and fucking post fades. Yes, I like to use post hooks, but it's not the only thing I like to do. You like to pump fake and then go back up. Like get somebody in the air like, oh, stop jumping, bitch, stay on the ground, and then go up, right? Close shot sucks. It is awful. It is the most unusable stat you could put on your build in this game. And what's also frustrating is that I know how bad close shot is. So for the majority of my builds, I try to avoid having close shot in there because it doesn't do anything. It's terrible. If you're not wide open, don't take a fucking close shot. Even on like 7-footers who are at the rim, they just put the ball up. That's their. Oh my God, I'm getting so irritated. I spent money on this shit. I'm just done. It's so frustrating. When you put your mid-range up, that's my favorite shot to take in the game. It ups your close shot. So you wind up with close shot that you're never going to use because you don't want it in your build because you know how bad it is. All because you want to up your mid-range. It's just the game forces you to have this unusable stat. Those attributes could have been used elsewhere. So that's fucking irritating. Steals got nerfed by a lot. Yeah, they were a bit obnoxious at first. but the game just hasn't ever seemed to be able to balance the fucking steal system. I don't know why it's so hard. Maybe there's a reason behind it that I'm just not aware of because I'm not a dev, so I'll give them that pass. But now steal is just like, it's either 91 and above or you're just wasting your fucking time putting steals on your build. What else is frustrating? And when you start to, we have all that, right? The gameplay is just bad. There's a lot more I could go into. There's plenty of YouTubers who have done it. Badge Plug, most notably. Then we get into what the player base has become. It's awful. It is at the point where I can't even bring myself to run with randoms, right? Because the player base is just... What are you over there eating? Don't try to hide it behind your car. No. No, I see it. Did you get this from this? Can't see. Oh, there she is. We literally have to buy her toys every week because they only last a week because she ruins them. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the player base is fucking cancer. Let me paint a picture for you guys who, again, may not be familiar with the series. Let's say, right? Let's say you're on a team with two people that you don't know. Hopefully you guys are familiar with basketball. You're on a team with two people that you don't know. One of them is dribbling the ball down. The other two of you are just in corners. Of course, you're playing 3-on-3. Sorry if that wasn't made clear. The man that is guarding you is just falling asleep on defense. You run right past him, go to the basket. Let's make it extra crazy. Let's make it extra crazy. The man guarding you, for whatever reason, decides to go double team the guy who has the ball, right? You go to the basket, you're standing under the basket, you have a wide open layup. The guy dribbling the ball still doesn't pass to you. That is threes in NBA 2K with randoms, just in a fucking nutshell. Everybody wants to be Stephen Curry. Mixed with Kobe. Like, everybody wants to be Stephen Curry with fucking Mamba mentality, and they just ruin the experience for everybody. These dudes will load up into a game of 5-on-5 with a squad of randoms and then just fucking ball hog when there is a 1-on-1 game mode. Does that make sense to you? Because it doesn't make sense to me. It shouldn't make sense to you unless you have an IQ of below like fucking 30. I don't even know if that's possible, but it has to be possible. That's just where your IQ has to be at if you decide to go play basketball with 5 people just not to pass the other 4 the ball. Oh my god. And speaking of the rec, a lot of the time, like, rec is my game mode. I prefer rec more than anything else, right? And I usually play with friends, but much like myself, they are just getting sick of what the experience has become. So it can be hard some days to get them to load up. But I still try to get some games in, right? Because I want the cat burgers. I want to see what the craziest build I can possibly make is, right? So I still play by myself. But when I do get my friends on, and say we have like only 1 extra guy or 2 extra guys, so running with either 2 or 3. It's really bad when you run in with 2s, but basically the point I'm getting at is the randoms just will not give you the ball. They just won't give you the ball. These dudes will run in there with 2 guys. They'll run in there with a squad of 3, and you just get completely phased out of the game. Like, I've had games where I'm the point guard, so I'm supposed to be the one dribbling the ball up, and they pass it to the fucking power forward. And you would think, like, oh, well, if these guys are ball hogging, they must be pretty good. No, they suck. I have no bullshit loaded into games where it'll be me and like two other homies, and the randoms are like a point guard who gets pushed to the 2 or something like that, and then they have like a forward, like either a 3 or 4. And the bigger player will be inbounding the ball to the guard every single time. Goes and tries to set the screen for a guard so he could throw up some bunk ass shot. And they just come in and they build a fucking house. Those houses that you see, if you've ever been to Brooklyn, New York, those fucking what are they, brownstones, like the brick houses, they're building those. They come in specifically to like waste niggas' time. That is their goal, is to just make you have a bad day, except they're on your team. And it's just like, why? There is a 1-on-1 game mode. There is a 2-on-2 game mode. There's multiple 2-on-2 game modes, actually. Same with 3s. There's multiple 3-on-3 game modes. So never at any point does it make sense for you to run into a 5 versus 5 game mode and then just phase out the other guys that aren't a part of your squad. Because if you don't want to play as a team or play with randoms, there are game modes for you to play. But their IQ is just, it's so, they have fucking peanut brains. They have what's smaller than peanut brain. They have ant brains. And I'm not saying their brain is the size of an ant. I'm saying their brain is the size of an ant's brain, because logically it just does not make any sense for you to go play with other people and then not play with them. It just logically doesn't make any fucking sense. But that's what they do in this game, because this player base is cancer. The 2K has legit... Why did I pronounce it like that? 2K legitimately has the worst player base. Oh my god, I'm getting so frustrated just talking about it. This has been a long time coming. 2K legitimately has the worst player base out of any multiplayer game that's out. And I've played most like popular games. I think the only game that I haven't really touched is FIFA and Madden. But I mean, even then, you're not forced to play with randoms for a lot of the game, like game modes. But it's like, if you want a ball hog, go play 1s. If you and a buddy want a ball hog, go play 2s. And if you and 2 buddies want a ball hog, go play 3s. There are things for you to do in this game that don't involve just coming in and wasting my fucking time. I work, bro. I work 48 hours a week. I work 4 12-hour shifts a week. And then it's like I get off work and I just want to vibe out, play some 2K, and I got to deal with this bullshit. And I don't even know how you fix this. Maybe you just put a ban on bitch niggas buying the game. I don't fucking know. Maybe you just tell Sony, like, hey, you just tell Sony and Xbox, like, hey, so anybody that you feel is just like a bitch nigga, this is what they need to do. They need to have people just take like a personality test before they buy the game, right? You take this personality test. If it comes back that you are a fuck nigga, you are not allowed to buy 2K. That's the only way you can fix the player base at this point. There's no other solution to this problem. There's not. There's just not. And even beyond that, I've been seeing all the shit where like my team is just the most pay to win shit on the just in general. My team at this point is more pay to win than showing up to a fight, but the first thing you do before you show up to the fight is you hit the pawn shop and you buy a gun. It's more pay to win than that. Like, genuinely. And there's other ways for me to have fun on 2K. You know, I've made more builds than I'm proud to admit on the game. Because, again, cap breakers let you come up with some pretty wild shit. I had to delete builds to get the slots back. But anyways, the way that I've been having fun is just recreating my builds, just throwing them, just recreating my builds as creative players, throwing them into my GM, and just seeing who goes the craziest. That's how I've been vibing out on 2K. You might be asking yourself, well, if 2K is so bad, shouldn't it be dead? Shouldn't it be falling off? It's the only basketball game, so it's not going to. Well, you might also be asking yourself, well, if it's so bad, why do people still spend money on it? It's the only basketball game. Not only that, but as I discussed earlier in the video, 2K is really good at finding other ways to make you spend money on the game. The only way that this problem gets fixed is if people boycott 2K, and I don't know if I ever see that happening. I mean, this is not a new conversation topic. We've been talking about how bad this game is for the past 5 fucking years. And everybody is just like, well, it's the only basketball game. People can't go without a basketball game. Or at least they like to act like they can't. I mean, I'm telling you, like, I'm done. I'm not buying 2K26 until it goes on sale for a fucking hay penny. I'm done. I'm so sick of this shit. I will literally just run up my GM shit in 2K25 until I see that there's actual effort being put in to make this game not dog shit. But it's like, you just can't count on everybody else to do that. So until further notice, this is what we're stuck with. EA, for whatever reason, just stopped making basketball games. Like, even give us a fucking NCAA, like, college basketball. I will play that. I'll play the fuck out of that. I don't need to have Kyrie and KD in my game. I don't really give a fuck. Give us NCAA, like, live or something, right? But for the time being, this is just where we're stuck with. This is what we're stuck with. And it's so frustrating because 2K has all this fucking money, bro. GTA is a fantastic series. Every single GTA game is really, really good. You know who makes GTA? 2K. Take-Two. They are the same, like, blanket studio, whatever you want to call it. And GTA comes from Take-Two Interactive. Same with Red Dead Redemption. But it's just like when they drop 2K every year, they're just like, well, these idiots are going to play it anyway, so fuck it. Just put it out how it is. Don't fix any bugs. We're going to implement some shit into the game. If they don't like it, if people complain, we'll take it back. Fuck it. And we're going to stop patching the game after 2 months, and they will just have to play with their fucking dick until the next game comes out. That's literally how they release 2K games. And I don't understand because it didn't used to be like this. Call of Duty also has its problems. You know, the thing that I can say about Call of Duty that I can't say for 2K is that the problems with Call of Duty, like 99% of them are solely on the player base just being fucking dickheads. Oh my god, speaking of player base again, bro. Everybody wants to be comp. Everybody thinks they're comp. Everybody. And I'm trying to script like a full video on why I think all of this is, where I think all of this shit came from. Everybody in 2K wants to be comp. I've seen, what's his name, Black Cobra on Twitter just talking about his general like play style in the game, bro. People get so mad at him because he tries to play like hyper realistic. The first comment you see, oh, that's not comp. That's not working in comp day. That's not working in whatever those stupid fucking tournaments that they host in the 2K community are. It's not working. It's not working in the night league. I'm stupid comp. Look at my drippy face scan. These fucking melt drinkers these mouth-breathing idiots get upset at the way somebody else chooses to play 2K when it doesn't affect them at all. And there are ways you could get upset at people's play style. You know, if somebody's just doing something, if somebody's doing some like super cheesy bullshit, like just L2 cheese, that's a huge problem right now. You have every right to get mad at them because they're exploiting some bullshit within the game. If somebody just hitting like post fades and up and unders and just trying to play like realistic, it's a basketball simulator. Suck a dick. Like, who cares if it doesn't work in comp? Nobody cares. Does this nigga play comp? No. He's chilling, posting clips from fucking random rec, and people get upset at him. Like, you just look like dorks. But that's the thing in 2K. Everybody just, being comp is like some badge of honor. The thing with being comp in 2K, we don't even have 2K League anymore. So you're not comp. You're just calling yourself comp. You're calling yourself a competitive player when there's no real competition because 2K isn't hosting it. In other words, you're a fucking dweeb. I don't give a fuck about these fucking off-brand tournaments. I don't. That should, if it's not some shit like the fucking CDO or whatever they're calling the professional Fortnite shit, I don't care. Them off-brand, like, you're not real comp. You're not. You're just not. You're not. And you're a dork. And I don't understand where this shit came from. Who cares? Who cares if somebody is a fucking sweaty tryhard in a virtual basketball game? Who gives a fuck? Why? Like, the fact that that upsets you, you really have some fucking soul searching to do. Did you not make the JV team? You not make the Frosh Soft team? Whatever they're calling it at your school? Are you fat? Can you not jump to make a layup without struggling to fucking move your arms? Can you not dribble the ball? Can you not run a suicide? Can you not run one single down and back suicide to the free throw line? That's the only explanation I could come up with because they take it so seriously. It's like their fucking lifeblood. And it's just like they ruin the game too. Because these dorks, again, there's no real comp for them. I think the way 2K League worked, I'm going to have to go double check this, so excuse me if I'm wrong, but from what I've seen and from what I remember, there was like a special build of the game, right? And you could only make certain builds. That was comp. That was the comp 2K scene. Same with how Call of Duty, like if you're playing ranked, you can only use certain guns. That's like kind of how like certain shit gets banned. That's like 2K had their equivalent of that. If you weren't in that, bitch, you're not comp. You're just a loser. And all you do, that wouldn't work in comp. That wouldn't work in comp stage. You're not doing that in comp stage. Listen, if you can just walk in and play, it's not truly comp. There's no barrier to entry. There's no barrier that is keeping lower level players from higher level players. So it is not comp. It is pubs. I don't give a fuck if you're betting your VC on it, nigga. That's not comp. That's not truly competitive. Do competitive players walk in there and try to play? Sure, but I'm not some fucking sweat. I could walk in a stage right now and just lose my VC. So it's not comp. If there's no ranking, like keeping high level player from mid level player from low level player, then it's not comp. If there's no real money on the line, it is not comp. You might be competing, but it's not comp. Speaking of comp, like actual comp, why the fuck did Proving Grounds just die? Like, I swear, the only people I see play Proving Grounds are like motherfuckers I like to run up twos. And like, I've seen people play Pro-Am, but again, I don't always have like a squad to play with, so Pro-Am is kind of a wash for us. But I like Proving Grounds. It's fun. It's competitive. And it just takes forever to find a game. This might be my own personal experience. I don't know if other people can relate to this. But Proving Grounds just died. And I think part of the reason why is because comp players don't actually want that smoke. Before you guys are saying, oh, wager me, wager me. If any of these fucking bozos wind up watching this video, I'm not super good, so I don't really give a fuck. Actually, no, you want to know why Proving Grounds died? People figured out a fucking exploit for the leaderboards, and it didn't get fixed for like months. That's why Proving Grounds died. I just remembered. Sorry, comp players, I didn't mean to throw more smoke at you. But yeah. That's why that shit died. And the game's just gonna keep making money. Like, we genuinely, the only way we get out of this is to boycott. But people just can't go 1 year without 2K, so I don't know if I see that happening. We should all just vow to go play actually, I don't want 2K players playing real basketball. I think that's the last thing I'd want. That would just be horrible. Have you seen, like, 2K players play each other in hoops? It's fucking awful. They're, like, some of the most unathletic, uncoordinated people I think I've ever seen. I don't know if I want that. Yeah, I'm working on a script for why I just think everything went wrong. But I am going to title this video, Where Did It All Go Wrong? It seems like the right title. God, it's so bad. And it's like, I love what 2K is at its core, because all it is a basketball game, and I like basketball. I love basketball. I play basketball in real life. I watch basketball. By the way, if you're a Knicks fan, Pacers in 4. But it just sucks. It's just so bad, and I just hope somebody just takes the license from 2K, like somebody outbids them or however it works, because we deserve real change. I mean, shit. I think that's all I got, bro. I'm gonna go tweak my GM to see who can get the most rebounds in one game ever. Until next time, bro. I'm out. Peace.